Hey everyone, welcome back to another Hermes Agent tutorial. Today I want to show you how you can turn your Hermes Agent desktop app into a powerful video editing tool. Basically becomes like a video editing workbench. So if you were ever just tired of editing out dead space, cutting down clips, things like that, I'm going to show you how you can set up your Hermes Agent desktop app or terminal to use it to edit those videos on your computer. Because Hermes Agent has access to your files on your OS, it becomes very easy and simple. It's literally a prompt that you can type in once you have the skills baked out. So as you can see, I have my videos here already in Hermes. You can open up your files here. So we're going to start with editing a walkthrough video just to show you how the short clip demo works. I'll just have it explain what it's doing as it's actually doing it. So it's going to probe the video first, detect silence, trim dead air, all the commands run behind the scenes, and then results come back after that. So you can see probe 95 seconds, short enough for the path. Now it's detecting the silences, and let's just give it a second to go through that. Okay, so what happened here, and this is why it's good to have both pieces of software installed, FFmpeg and MLT. You might just want to lean towards MLT, but what happened is because of the quality of the video, it being 120 FPS, it actually scanned the video with FFmpeg, hit a snag, and then handed it off to MLT to finish the job. So kind of you can use both like that, but you could also just use MLT on its own in case you ever hit any fallbacks like that just happened. And you can see Hermes just figured it out. Like, okay, like FFmpeg got us so far. Now I need to hand it to MLT, which is a more powerful video editor. So if you have both installed, then you kind of are covered no matter what happens. But you're seeing it in real time. This is not like some planned thing where I had the video already ready. Like, you're seeing what happens and how this can happen. But yeah, having both will ensure that it works. They work in tandem, essentially. And here you can see it's just running in the background, and here's the clip it's editing. So you can see it editing it in the same folder that it was in. So this is the original clip here. It's actually from my last video, and it opens up. Same as you would open the dashboard if you ever use that Hermes dashboard that opens up. So it just has some dead time. As you can see, I'm standing there. This is kind of like Inception right now. So okay, so MLT finished. Here we go. Now it's just verifying that it did everything correctly, which it's saying it did. So let's check it out. One prompt, one sentence. So I took a couple of minutes, but again, this is so you don't have to do this while you're doing other things. If you need quick video edits, then yeah, I guess open CapCut, do it the old-fashioned way. But this is great because you can put a video in a folder, be out and about, at a restaurant. Hey Hermes, edit my video for me while I'm out. And by having both FFmpeg and MLT installed, it just handles it for you. So let's check out the final product. So here's a video I recorded last week, and I have the volume off. There is volume.
Process.
So you just go. But you can see there's some dead time here. I'm just not doing anything, just opening things up, then talking. So this is the old video, okay? And then you can see in the same folder, it now put the trim video. So let's check out the trim video. Keep in mind, this original video was minute 35, right? So let's open up this. This one's already minute, sorry, closed. This one's already, that one was a minute 15, so literally 20 seconds. I'll turn the volume up here in the dashboard if you ever use that. Same problem, and it opens up. So I'll just demonstrate for you. And there's the cut. How easy it is. Hermes. And it's a clean cut. So again, FFmpeg analyzed, and I feel like this is like Inception, but let me close this before I bug out. So FFmpeg analyzed, handed it to Melt when it realized that it couldn't finish the job, and it got it done. So now I have a clean clip here that I can use in my social media, and maybe I will. But this was really just for a demo. And as you can see, like nothing was pre-planned. Like it was literally editing the video as we were doing this. So anyway, and then you can see that background process here. Very cool thing about the desktop app. And you can also see everything in your folders here. So, okay, we can close that up. Okay, let's move on to the longer form. This is going to take a while, so I'll just kind of probably skip ahead. In the background, what's happening is that once I'm done recording this, Hermes will edit out that gap. But anyway, that's what it's going to do with this other clip that I have. But first, let me have Hermes explain. First, explain what Melt is, the skill, how it works, and what you will do. I think it's cool just to have this like background knowledge so you actually know what's going on. So it's just explaining what's happening here. So Melt is a difference between a working edit and a corrupted one. The problem was FFmpeg's filter complex builds the entire edit in memory, every frame, every audio sample all at once. On a short 720p clip, that's fine, but Quick Recorder, what I use to record videos, captures screen recordings at variable frame rates. So it spikes. When I was trying to edit it, it just kind of fell out, it slid out of sync. So Melt, part of the Melt framework, doesn't build a filter graph, it builds a timeline. So each segment is a separate clip reference with an in point and an out point. So the timeline streams through the encoder sequentially in order, so it doesn't have the memory buildup like FFmpeg. So that's why FFmpeg, good, quick for like maybe under a minute clips, but Melt is kind of what you're looking at. So for the longer videos. So anyway, let's, I'll keep that open. We can see what's going on in the background. Yes, let's do the 16-minute video and get started. So now it's going to start running code in the background for you. It's going to go find the file. And Melt handles any drift with the FPS, so no problem. Now it's detecting silences. And yeah, it's going to run for a bit. So again, literally with this video, it's going to do the same thing when I edit it. So we'll get back once the video is done. Okay, we got a little bit further along. So now it's rendering in the background. It's just explaining what it'll do. It found about 40 seconds of dead time. And it's going to take about 20 minutes on Apple Silicon. So yeah, we can actually look at that going in the background. And while that's going, we can now get started with the visual frame analysis. Great. Please explain visual frame analysis, how it works, and what we will be doing. So the difference with this third method is that, so silence detection tells you when to cut, but it doesn't tell you if it's a clean cut. So you could be, I was having to edit a cooking video for my gummy brand, so that's why it's saying slicing, but I could be doing something mid-word or just be doing something without talking. But with Melt, it doesn't really know that on its own. So what this does, it actually uses visual analyze. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that'll be like with codecs. So it'll actually watch and view the frames as it edits. So that's just what it's explaining it's going to do. And we can just say What folder will you be analyzing the frames in? Because what it'll do is it'll actually map out the frames to look at them. In a temp folder. So yeah, so it's going to get started on that while it edits the full video in the background. So you can do a few things at once with Hermes, which is very cool. And sure, you can assign it out on the Kanban board, but as you can see, it knows how to juggle all that at once. So it's currently making a temporary folder for the analysis of the frames, and then it's going to throw it to my Codex subscription to actually analyze the images. As I'm using DeepSeek, and DeepSeek doesn't have it can't visually analyze things. So the skill is set up so it knows to throw it to Codex to actually, analyze the frames visually. If you don't have Codex, you can again use like a cheap Gemini model, like 2.5 flash, should do the trick, and maybe it's like 5 cents a video. So it really isn't that costly, and if you have a subscription, then it costs you no extra. It'll just be part of it'll just be part of your usage. So here's what it actually was doing. It was looking at each image to actually edit the video. So I already have these edited. This was just an example, but this is how it works. It's actually looking, like it's not just saying it's doing it, like it actually is analyzing each one. Now I think for the sake of the video, I would like for it to edit because I wanted you to see how this actually can finish it up. So the next part of the video, it has a skill built in to generate like YouTube metadata, but I actually want to edit the video. So let's edit it down into clips first for the demo video. And it even knows the best part, the money shot, the stovetop finish. And again, I have these videos. I've done it before, so I have them, but I want you to see how this actually works. So like this is a complete editing process, because again, you could walk out of your house, film the video, walk out of your house, apartment, wherever, go out, have it edit all this for you, and come back to completed videos. You can film a video, get back to some other work, maybe you got to answer some emails while the video edits. So this is very useful for that. You don't have to sit there editing clip by clip. You might have to touch them up a little bit at the end if you want them in a specific way. Maybe 2 of them can be stitched together. That's your call. But if you just want, like, take this 40-minute video, create me like 5 or 6 clips, pick like the 3 best, and be done with it. This is a great skill for that. And if you want to combine 2, you can have it stitch them together. That's what it was doing in the longer form video, which is still running. It's stitching different clips together and cutting out that empty space. So, and again, you can do this on Telegram. You could film your video. You can go out to eat, go on a walk. On Telegram, just be like, while I'm out, check out the video on my desktop for my whatever XYZ video, and edit it down into 10 clips for me. And that's what this skill will do. So now it's running. It's using FFmpeg again because these are shorter clips, so it diverted to that first. Honestly, you could probably just get away with using Melt. I really don't know if you even need FFmpeg. It's just a little quicker for those shorter clips, but it has both tools at its disposal. So if FFmpeg fails, then it'll just route to Melt anyway. But let's let that run. As you can see, our longer video is still going, but very cool. As we're editing 2 different videos at once here. That is the power of Hermes. It has essentially using sub-agents. Like, you don't have to use the Kanban board. So it's pretty great. Like, you could take all of this and say assign this to the Kanban, and it'll just literally run on its own and do a task by task. But you really don't even need to at all. It's very powerful in that way. Like, I really can't understate how powerful Hermes is for being a completely open source model. And while it's editing this part now, it doesn't need to use tokens. It used tokens just to look at those screenshots that I showed you, but now it's not. And so for your chat, I mean, I'm on V4, DeepSeek V4 Pro, but you can be on a free model, you know, just to kind of orchestrate it, and you don't have to worry about it because, you know, you just have to kick it to a model that can visually analyze scenes if you want to do the scene by scene analysis and not just cutting dead time. Okay, so we're back now. We have our clips done. Let's check them out. So here it even created us a little clips folder, and we have our clips. Here's the money shot on the stovetop. This is me. My gummy brand is called Cooper's Kitchen. Started about a year ago. This is me melting some gelatin for the gummies. Yeah, so you see that stitch right there? It even cut it to, I think that's pretty cool. There we go. Here we are now, adding some final ingredients. So yeah, and then I have a couple clips here. So yeah, you can go through them, you can use what you want. It's been pretty good about picking out what to add. Just want to show you some, you know, clips. But, you know, that's a lot easier than me having to go through a 40-minute video just to get a couple clips to use for social media. So that's the visual analyze part of it. And it even asked me, do you want me to open the folder? But I was able to do it. So also very cool feature. You can have Hermes open your folder. But you saw it before. So yeah, let's move on to the metadata part of it now. So a final piece of the whole skill, because obviously we're using these for social media, is that it'll write us some YouTube metadata, like 3 title variations, description, timestamps, tags, all from that vision analysis. So let me show you that. Open the YouTube metadata file. So this is how you prompt Hermes to open files for you. You just tell it to. I actually opened on my other screen here, so here you go. Now this would be if I wanted to use like the whole video as like a cut down. Obviously I have clips, but yeah, if I was going to post that full video, it has the full metadata for the video. So yeah, this is also just a part of the skill that's baked in at the end. Yeah, I believe this next part I had set up was just to show you the actual script that it runs. I mean, this is more the technical side of it, but you know, if you want to actually see what the Python script is doing behind the scenes, that's what this is. As you can see, it's a Python 3 script. It's explaining what it finds. It does a dry run and outputs the trim. Then I think this last part I wanted to explain is just how it saves to files and folders. You can create a folder on your desktop like I showed you. So you don't have to sit here watching things. You just put your video into the folder, and then you tell Hermes what folder you're working in, and it does the rest like you saw. And you can do the same thing on Telegram. So some stuff I already explained. It's still editing that longer video, so I'll come back and show you that once it's done. But that's the main part of it here. And again, that dashboard I created, I'll link it in the description and comments. And yeah, you can install these 2 pieces of software so you have them. You can just have it build out the skills as you do it any way you like. You can follow my process. You can add your own tweaks and things to it. You can add that bit at the end where it actually creates you the metadata. So yeah, let's check back in once this final video is wrapped up. But yeah, that's really everything in a nutshell. So see you in a second once this wraps up. So just checking in on it while you're editing your video, if you want to know how much time is left. We're about halfway through. It does take some time, but we're getting there shortly. So I don't know if we even have to sit here and watch the whole thing. The main video is actually already on YouTube anyway, so you can see the final product. So let's just do that so we can end this video while time is on our side. So the main video, as you can see, is like 16 minutes here, and then I'll actually show you the final YouTube video. So, and here's the final video. It's already on YouTube. This is how I edited all that kind of gap space out. You can see the final video is 12 minutes. So that's the same process. That's what I used to edit the video, and it started with that raw file using these video skills. So again, if you want to do it yourself, check out that link in the description and the comments, so you could have this installed in your machine and help you turn Hermes Agent Desktop into a video editing workbench. Check it out. If you're still here, drop a like and subscribe for more Hermes tutorials, more AI tutorials, things like that. All right, catch you next time.